Some studies have shown that buffalo numbers in many parts of Australia have doubled or even tripled in just 50 years. According to Nature magazine in 2019, the buffalo population in Kakadu National Park has exploded dramatically from about 162,000 inches, 1,960. It jumped to 1.5 million in 2014.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
The explosion in buffalo numbers not only disrupted local ecosystems, but also left a heavy mark on the global climate. Each buffalo emits methane, a powerful greenhouse gas that contributes directly to climate change. As the buffalo herd grows each year, methane emissions skyrocket like an invisible bomb that heats up the earth faster than ever. Faced with the threat of wild buffalo herds exploding and destroying the environment, Australians are forced to launch strict control measures. It is not just a normal management action, but a war to prevent this giant animal from continuing to sow danger to the global ecosystem and climate. Dawn has just broken over Australia's arid Kimberley Desert, a land famous for its giant herds of buffalo, and the stillness of the space suddenly becomes tense with excitement. In the pale light of early morning, hunters and native farmers gripped their weapons tightly, their eyes fierce. They were ready for a dangerous hunt where every step contained unpredictable danger. After hours of weaving through scorching sand dunes and tangled underbrush, they finally spotted a giant buffalo, more than 40 inches tall, with powerful curved horns. No one dared to make a move. The experienced hunters immediately applied their knowledge of the terrain and the hunting habits of this wild animal. They quietly approached, calculating each step carefully, always keeping enough distance to avoid a sudden attack that could turn the hunt into a tragedy. The decisive moment finally came. In a split second, precise shots rang out, power and concentration converged, bringing down the giant buffalo after hours of extreme tension. The atmosphere was filled with both relief and satisfaction of those who had overcome the challenge of life and death. And after each hunt, they share their experiences, skills and emotions, deepening their memories and creating stronger bonds between people, as well as with this harsh land. That is how to maintain spirit and unity in the fight with wild buffalo. To avoid being detected, the hunters must move very quietly, as silent as the night, without any unnecessary noise, because even the slightest mistake is enough to reveal their position. Hunters must coordinate closely with teammates, absolutely avoiding noise or gaps that could alert the buffalo. Patience is the sharpest weapon, silently watching, waiting for the golden moment to strike decisively. Because just one beat slower, the hunter will become prey before the fierce charge of this giant beast. A small mistake can turn the hunter into prey. Do you believe that? Comment your thoughts below. In the heat of a hunt, every little detail can mean the difference between safety and comfort. Each rifle shot is thunderous, reaching 140 decibels, enough to permanently damage hearing. Therefore, noise-cancelling headphones become a silent shield, protecting the hunter's ears from invisible damage. Not only do they prevent damage, they also help them stay focused, listen to the breath of nature, and wait for the moment to take down their prey. The sound from the rifle reverberated at a speed of nearly 1,700 meters per second, like thunder tearing through the sky, enough to numb the hunter's ears. Therefore, noise-cancelling headphones are not only a safe choice, but also a vital shield in hunting strategies.
Look at him.
But the day brings a different challenge. The bright light spreads across the wilderness. The sparse vegetation makes the vision seem to be swallowed up. In that moment, the hunter feels every drop of sweat rolling down, eyes straining to search for the prey, where all senses are pushed to the limit. Through binoculars, hunters observe the buffalo herd from a distance, capturing every movement and behavior. This helps them identify targets quickly, saving time and avoiding the risk of being detected by the giant beast. When hunting buffalo in Australia, hunters must have a valid hunting license. This license is usually issued by an Australian government wildlife management agency. Hunting season in Australia usually takes place in winter, from May to August. Hunting licenses have specific regulations on the number of buffalo allowed to hunt, from 100 to 200 per hunting season. These regulations were not created randomly, but were based on rigorous scientific studies of the buffalo boom. However, the wild hunting environment has more than one enemy. Hunters may also encounter other ferocious animals such as lions, the king of the savannah, where just a look is enough to make the blood run cold. In this case, the hunter needs to stay calm, not run away, and use weapons or other means of defense if necessary. From that reality, the hunter understands that entering the wild means entering a real battlefield. They must always carry a sharp knife, wear sturdy protective clothing, and most importantly, know every corner of the terrain and the habits of wild animals. What do you think about this hunt? Leave a comment below the video and subscribe to the channel to join the next hunt. But the story does not end there. Hunting buffalo with guns has sparked fierce debate. Many people object because the loud explosions not only sow fear, but also damage the fragile tranquility of the natural environment. People fear that gunfire causes stress to other species, and that hunting with guns also poses a risk of environmental pollution. The use of guns in hunting has the risk of polluting land and water and negatively affecting the ecosystem. Therefore, the government needs to tighten management and supervision. And you, do you support gun hunting to deal with buffalo in Australia?
You hit him. Let's reload. That's a shot.
Danger lurks silently. And then people are stunned with fear. More than 9 million feral hogs, weighing up to 200 pounds, are roaming across 39 states, causing thousands of broken windshields and even catastrophic accidents, according to USDA data. Drivers in rural areas, especially on roads like Georgia's Highway 27, live in constant fear of encountering these unpredictable creatures at any time. It's a battle for survival to protect drivers and America's highways from a relentless herd of feral hogs. The unexpected crashes cause heavy damage, striking fear into the hearts of anyone behind the wheel. Hunting on the ground near roads was both too dangerous and restricted by state law, forcing hunters to take their technology into the air to continue the fight. Helicopters flown by licensed gunners sweep across the vast countryside. From above, they target herds of wild boars roaming the open fields before they can rush out and endanger vehicles and human lives on nearby roads. In the scorching heat of the day, the helicopter's blades kicked up dust, shaking the vast plains. The hunter squeezed himself into his seat, his heart pounding, his throat choked with anticipation and responsibility. He could hear the engines sound as clearly as his teammates' heartbeats. "Get him to position 3-2-1, the squad leader whispered harshly. As the helicopter descended, footsteps echoed. The action on the ground suddenly became intense. The sight flashed, the gun touched the muzzle. Everything froze in the decisive moment. And when the command sounded, the team acted as one body, fast, cold but thoughtful, because each shot was not only a technical task, but also carried with it concern for the crops, for the safety of the community, and respect for the creatures they were forced to confront. Armed with heavy rifles, aerial teams can sweep up to 10,000 acres in a single day, effectively reducing feral hog populations by up to 70%. This is one of the most powerful ways to counter the invasive species, according to Texas A&M research. Under strict USDA oversight, this high-risk method has become a key weapon to stop feral hog invasion and protect American drivers. At the Alabama Command Center, technology reigns supreme. Thermal, scanning drones spot the pigs hidden in the swamp, their screens glowing red to signal their targets. "We've got them locked on," a technician exclaims. This is a 21st century boar hunt.
Oh, he's down.
Every second counts, and the team is ready to act. Get him there immediately. On the ground, the action is intense. Using drone coordinates, the clever trap was set up near the middle of the field, on the paths they often used. The thick, cold steel frame was sturdy like a small fortress. Inside, the bait was cleverly placed to lure the wild boars into entering without the slightest suspicion. At the top of the cage, IoT sensors are fixed, ready to send a signal as soon as the door is closed.
Following in, they were feeding.
When night falls,
I knew
the
there were
trap
3 or 4
lies
pigs
dormant,
missing.
seemingly harmless.
Like I said,
But
I
one
just
wrong
really
step
like-
and the entire flock will be trapped in the steel trap.
Turn around. Hey, look right there. Look.
Owner's gonna like it. Even got, I think it's a boar hog. I'm pretty sure it's a boar hog.
The trap snaps shut, trapping 4 wild boars, the shrill screams echoing through the night, filling the air with dread. "A great catch," one volunteer breathed, his eyes still straining as he checked his phone, waiting for the sensor ping to confirm his catch. Combining multiple tactics could reduce local feral hog populations by up to 70%, saving farms and protecting habitat, according to Texas A&M research. For hunters, each wild boar brought down is not only a success, but also a silent victory for the land and the people who depend on it.
David, filming for me later.
The vast fields of Cedar County, Iowa, once standing tall with proud rows of corn under the sky, are now a devastated battlefield. The ferocious pack of wild boars swept through, tearing up a season's worth of crops in just a few days, leaving rows of broken corn like wounds to the farmers' livelihoods. In anger and despair, Jake Larson and a group of local men rallied. They carried Winchester Model 70 rifles and trained hunting dogs. Their faces were tense but determined, as each shot was aimed not just at the invasive species, but also at reclaiming their land and their own families' futures.
Tell him.
I want to. Take it in out of cage. Worked out good.
This is more than just a hunt. It is a fight to save the future of their community. Follow their risky mission, where every moment tests their skills and courage. Do you think you are brave enough to face a fight like this? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Dawn was just breaking over Cedar County, pale light illuminating the devastated cornfields. The air smelled of damp earth and trampled tree trunks, the telltale signs of the latest ravage by the feral hogs. At the edge of the field, Jake Glenn, a third-generation farmer turned hunter, quietly inspected his Winchester Model 70, loaded with Springfield, 36 bullets for power and accuracy. This is not only about preparing for a hunt, but also about demonstrating safety principles. Every hunter must always thoroughly inspect his weapon, use the correct ammunition, and understand the responsibility that comes with every shot.
Come on, Lion.
Yep.
He slowly checked the Winchester Model 70, the Springfield. 36 bullet was still in the chamber, ready to fire with absolute power and accuracy. Not far behind, the team of calm Mike, sharp Sarah, quiet Tom, and nervous rookie Ethan also tightened their grip on similar rifles. The three plot hounds, Buck, Daisy, and Scout, tensed, eyes blazing, breathing heavily, ready to pounce. The air was thick with anticipation, signaling the start of a fierce confrontation. The giant feral hogs, weighing up to 300 pounds and with tusks as sharp as blades, are more than just pests. They are a real nightmare, robbing Iowa farmers of millions of dollars each year. For Jake, the mission was as clear as a command. Stop them before the crops were torn apart again. As the team entered the desolate field, three hounds suddenly tensed up, their noses touching the ground, and let out a loud bark, tearing apart the still morning air. Jake's heart pounded. He raised his hand to signal his teammates to disperse, his body bent low, each step moving as if he were walking on the edge of life and death. In his eyes, there was not only the determination of a hunter, but also the concern for the land and the sweat of generations of farmers.
Right here, and then make a loop out in front of where they got stuck. And
if you were a farmer, would you accept the trade-off of hunting wild boars, or would you wait for someone else to protect your cornfields for you?